Is Felger and Maz your favorite afternoon show?
Yes.
Felger and Maz.
I said yesterday I've not seen this kid play, not even in a clip.
Me neither.
Not even in a highlight. And I'll stand by it and say he's going to suck. He ain't going to help you down the stretch, and I'm just basing that on the fact that I bet he's not ready, and I bet he's not ready because if he were ready, he would have been here by now. Very simple, deductive reasoning. Now, most of you will say, "Oh, you say without ever having seen him." You haven't seen him either. You've maybe seen a clip. Maybe you've seen a reel on YouTube, which tells you what? I'll tell you what it tells you. Dixon. It tells you nothing. You don't know. I don't know. No one knows. I know this, though. If he were ready and could have really helped, he would have been here by now. So you can all whip it out for the 7th overall pick. Go nuts. I don't blame you. It's fun. Prospects are fun. I got it. Here on planet Earth, I know what the odds are, and the odds are not great. So Ty Anderson, who covers the Bruins here for 98.5 The Sports, came in here to get involved with Maz's tears, of course, because he wants a bite at the apple of the salacious scandals. Which one did you go?
I'm telling you, it brings people together.
Yeah, I mean, well, sometimes Maz will call me and be like, "We're doing scouting for tiers," and I'm like, "Oh, all right. What do you need? What do you need?" Didn't happen this week though, which really should have. Marty Brodeur, the sister-in-law.
Oh, I don't remember this.
Me neither.
Cheated on his wife.
This is on the record.
Cheated on his wife with his sister-in-law. Broke during like the 2003 playoffs. Ended up marrying his now ex-wife's sister.
So less of a scandal if they came together, and but still.
In 2003, didn't they win the cup that year?
They did. They did. That's one of the best sports photos ever.
That guy's mentally tough.
I'll tell you about the steel cage of that guy.
Seriously.
He also would eat a bagel between every intermission. That was like his thing.
No way.
He would eat a bagel and a Sprite every intermission.
He was a little on the pudgy side.
Yeah, you got to be a goalie.
Yeah, well,
Can only help you.
Helps you.
You can't eat 3 bagels.
Dry or full schmear?
I think peanut butter is what he put on them.
Wow, protein.
That's
good.
heavy.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Yeah, but he did get fat by the end.
He did. Yeah,
he got pudgy.
He was fat. James Hagens, your thoughts?
Well, he's not fat, so they're already starting off
He
well.
needs some weight.
No, I think this is a good move. I think it's a good move because you have a glaring need there for him right now.
Okay. I'm not blasting the Bruins for doing it.
Why don't you like it?
I just don't think he's going to. I don't think he's ready. And I think fans, Ty, I'm really kind of consistent. I think it just falls into this prospect draft dorkfest complex that I just don't fall into. I think there's a lot of fans in every sport that get so freaking horny for the draft and the prospect and our prospects and the kid. And you think because you draft 7th, you've got a guy, and you draft a quarterback in the top 3, and he's got to play right away, and you're a baseball fan, and look at where we rank in the baseball American. It's just a dork fest, and more often than not, the guys don't work out, and bringing him up early doesn't do them any good. They're not ready. It's just you doing the, we've got a prospect. We've got to see him. And I just don't feel that way.
Not the Bruins.
And I sort of rebel against it. And so I think this is what this is. I mean, what leads anyone to believe that this kid's ready?
I think that if you watch the games out in Providence, I watched a couple of them. They had a lot of games that intersected with the Bruins, so I didn't get to see all of them. Best player on the ice in the AHL. And you're hitting the point where.
So you're the first person I've heard say that. But
best player on the. I think best player on the ice. The skating, the vision. If he spent more time down there, you're kind of like, okay, you want to see him now with better competition and better line mates and better players in general. I think the way that you're dropping him in here is also a good situation for him. You're asking him to play third line. You're asking him to contribute on the power play. He doesn't have to be a first-line center. He's not going to be. He's going to be a third-line wing out of the gate.
Boy,
that's a good spot for him.
Him skating next to Zadorov there is freaking frightening.
Yeah, he's tiny.
Zadorov is a gigantic person.
And Hagens is not. Go ahead. Keep going.
But I think that you look at where they are. How many times can you shake the 8-ball and go, we're going to put Asimont back in. All right, now Steves. Okay, now Reichel. Now Steves again. Asimont, you come back. Steves go again.
This is not part of my argument. All those guys suck.
But that fits a need, though, Mike. That is part of the argument.
Presuming he's ready.
Right, and if he's not, okay, then it's on Lucas Reichel, right?
Right. So, I'm not bashing.
You take the chance on a found money year.
I'm not bashing the move because what do you have to lose? Right. So you're taking ice time away from Iceman and Reichel. I'm not worried about those guys.
Right.
And the contract is less of a thing too. It's like it's a hard cap league. It's going to be annoying if he is good and you lose a year because you promised the agent to bring him up for 3 effing games. I mean, that's going to be annoying.
But then he's good,
years.
which is
ultimately what you want. So I'm going to put that to the side too. He's not big enough to step right in, and I think fans make the big mistake. He was drafted 7th. Let's go. It's like, yeah, and Zach Campbell was drafted 8th, and he can't play. It's like just because you draft a guy 7, I'll give you plenty of 7th overall picks who absolutely blow.
I think you are haunted by the Boston Bruins and how they draft.
And
I think that's a real thing
reason.
for you.
Point number 3, right. I don't trust them.
So here's what I would say. You are used to hearing the hype machine for guys like Anders Bjork and Jack Studnicka and players who are just bad, just not good, not very good players. This guy's a good player. Bjork. Here we go. He's pulling up right now.
Ty. I
know the list. Senyshyn, DeBrusk, Zaboral, Beecher, Vakanainen. They all stink. This guy doesn't stink.
Here are their last 10 first-round picks. Dean Letourneau, Fabian Lysell, John Beecher.
Bad.
You're saying that what's-his-face is already good?
Letourneau?
Trending very well right now.
Oh, God. I don't give you him. You interrupted me. Here are their last 10 first-round picks. Fabian Lysell, John Beecher, Euro Vakanainen, McAvoy, Frederick, Zaboral, DeBrusk,
Senyshyn.
Doesn't matter.
Okay,
Yeah, right.
I think that's 10. Suck, and suck.
Yeah.
So I don't trust them.
But you should with this guy.
I left that one out. The goalless wonder from Boston College.
Not this year.
Not this year, though.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
He's a mutant now.
So the rationale for the move is not my. Of course, yes, you're marginal.
You're talking about expectations for the player.
You've got a bunch of swaggy guys skating at win. Your power play blows. Throw them in there like duh. Yeah, who's arguing against that? Yes, your wingers blow and your power play blows, and this kid has some talent. So yeah, throw him in there. Like okay, who can't give you that take? Can the kid play? Is he ready?
There's only one way to find out, and it's now. It's here. This is a good spot to drop in. You got Tampa on Saturday. You have Columbus on Sunday.
Why didn't they do it earlier?
Because they are saying because they didn't have practice time, which is true. They really didn't practice at all. Today's their first practice in 2 weeks, basically.
If the kid was so obvious that he should be here, they wouldn't worry about practice time. They'd bring him up.
I wanted him here right away. They got his camp to play ball, which I didn't see coming. They got him to agree to go to Providence because he wanted to play. He was willing to prove himself down there. And I think
it didn't sound to me like he proved himself. It feels to me like Marco Sturm today was singing a different tune from what he would over the weekend. Over the weekend, we pulled the cut. Over the weekend, it sounded to me like Marco Sturm was like, this kid is still not ready. That was the whole tone of Marco Sturm. This was from Saturday, Jimmy? Or Sunday?
Sunday before the game.
This was Sunday pregame. Go ahead, Jim.
I've been in this league, and I know it's a hard league, and it's not easy for James. But he's grinding away, and he's trying to figure out how to have success in this league.
So you can stop. It's not easy for James. He's grinding it out and trying to figure out how to have success in this league. That doesn't sound like a coach who's looking at a player and saying he's busting down the door. He's saying just the opposite. Then today, apparently, now that Hagens is here, he was singing a different tune.
He was kind of saying the same thing today.
Was he?
Where he was saying, I have to protect the player. I have to make sure we're putting him in a good spot. I have to make sure, we want the best for him. We want the best for our team. So we have to figure out what the middle ground is. The middle ground, Mike, is what we're talking about. This third line. Give him some power play reps. Give him some minutes. This is how you find out. Would you agree with me or not that this is a better year than you thought they were going to be?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a found money year.
Right. I'm not talking about the team.
No, but you put the kid in now so you find out what he has to work on between now and next season when he has to play a bigger role.
Like I said, fine. Go ahead. He ain't ready. And
so you think he's going to suck, right?
Yep.
What is?
And you know why?
Because he's from BC.
Partly, and it's not just BC. I would honestly say the same thing if it were BU. I wouldn't have quite the edge. But these guys, they just draft local kids. I hate that.
He's from Long Island.
They draft local college kids. Ty.
Best U.S. prospect available.
They draft local college kids over and over and over again. And I think that speaks to a laziness or something. It speaks to something that I don't like. You're just going to take the guys that you go down the street and watch? So I don't trust him.
He was best player available. If they had picked him over Anton Frundell, who played for Chicago, if they picked him over even Porter Martone, I would maybe be in agreement with you there. He was the best player available at that spot.
So I don't trust them. I don't trust where he was drafted from. Just another local college kid that Sweeney just can't quit. It's just over and over and over again. They draft these local college kids, and he's undersized, and they waited till the 79th game, the 80th game.
It's a good spot. Playoff ready, baby. We gotta go here.
You know, that screams a guy knocking down the door. We're going to wait till game 80.
The only way to find out if he can play is by playing him. Having him buried in the minors is not going to do him any good.
And Ty, don't you believe too that him going down to Providence too for a chunk of these games is almost this not humiliation ritual, but you got to pay your dues type of thing on behalf of the organization?
I think there's a bit of that, and I also just think it's like they want him to play ball, and so he was willing to play ball. And now it's like you have the need, right? And this is a problem that I have.
The best player on the ice in the AHL, Ty, how many 5-on-5 points does he have?
I don't top of my head.
I think it's one. I think all of his production, save for
good. I'll take the power play help.
I mean, I will too.
So you come back to the size with him, right?
Well, so a big part of it.
On Tuesday night, Logan Stankoven scored a power play goal. Do you know his height?
Murray. When you think stank oven, what do you think?
I think fish in the oven.
I once got so hammered. Yeah. I, for some reason, was stumbling around and I peed in the oven.
Stank.
I peed in the oven. I was so bad. Bad night.
I know someone who peed on a keyboard.
But I peed in the.
10 to 2. Monday through Friday.
I used to pee in weird places. Once it was the oven. And I didn't know that I peed in the oven because I blacked out or something. And then I was making baked potatoes subsequently. And I said to myself,
oh, must be a horrible smell.
Something's wrong. What's wrong with my oven?
Did you eat the potato?
And I can't remember that. But I finally pieced it together, what I did. And so, stank oven.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's a stank oven.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway,
who does stank oven play for?
This plays for Carolina.
This potato looks yellow.
It had a little wang to it. I couldn't figure out how it got it. But go ahead.
But he's like 5'8" and 170 pounds. Like, and he's a productive player for them. Like, I think the size for Carolina. He scored a goal on Tuesday night.
Stank oven.
But he is. That's an example though of like the league is getting smaller. You don't have to be a giant anymore.
Okay, well then we got the guy.
I'm gonna buy a stank oven.
Ideal line mates, quickly.
I think. Well, I mean, I would like him.
Ideal is different than what they're going to give.
I would like him with Minton and Geekie. I think Geekie, you got to get him going. I think a passer like Hagens could get him going. I think more likely, we'll have to wait and see. Lindholm, Jeannot. I think they want that. They want that.
Lindholm, Jeannot.
They
want
want
to break
that,
up that fourth line.
I mean, you can put Husendinov anywhere, and he's going to give you the same kind of lift. And that fourth line has been kind of since the break. They have a combined 3 points, 1 point each guy.
But don't they all do the grindy thing?
They do, but you want the bodyguard for Hagens, and Jeannot might be that guy.
Now we got to protect the little twerp from BC.
Oh yeah, no.
Not just now we got to carry him. Now we got to bring him up. Now we got to play him. Now we got to give him a bodyguard.
That goes in line with
so no
what,
one steals
what he
his
said.
lunch money. Go ahead.
But what they said today, we got to protect him. We got to make sure we're putting him in the right spots. I think that's probably what he's thinking with that, and that's why they brought. I mean, if you go back to July 1 when they signed Jeannot to that contract, they did say we're integrating a lot of younger players. We need to make sure they have breathing room. Jeannot gives them breathing room.
I'd rather have stank oven.
Yeah, no, Lindholm will be able to keep up with Hagens.
Yeah, he'll protect him too.
Have to be real desperate to service a stank oven. I know that.
Let alone peeing in the stank oven.
So odd time for me. Ty, thanks for coming by. We appreciate it.
Anytime, guys.
Okay, I have more on the Hagens thing.
Then it became a really stank oven.
Stick around for that.
Now, more of
Felger and
Maz on the Sports Hub.
This is the start of an era. This is the start of a new era for them. This is the ushering in of sort of the post-Bergeron, Krejci Bruins. What are they going to be? He's supposed to be a part of their core. Now, that is not. I'm not saying that for this year. I'm not saying like he needs to be in the core the second the season ends. He needs to be on the top.
Conn Smythe Trophy incoming. We know.
Not saying that. That's right. I'm not saying that. But this is your future. This is a big piece of your future coming up. This is similar to like Roman Anthony coming up last year. Like that caliber of prospect, a top prospect in hockey, a guy that is going to help you a lot going forward next season, for the next hopefully 5 to 10 years. Like this is a big deal.
I'm kind of consistent with it. I just...
Yeah, you hate the draft, the NFL draft. You
hate it.
People like the unknown.
It's just a dork fest.
This guy could come in and change our franchise.
Like that breathless. That's Evan. Help me, Jimmy Stewart, if you could, please.
Is it Evan Marinofsky?
Marinofsky, yeah.
What they said.
On with Ty? Or on with... Just help me credit it, please.
With Connor Ryan.
With Connor Ryan. Okay. Of BSJ?
Yes.
Okay. Just this breathless start of an era.
So I get you on that part of it. I do. And the one thing, and I'm sure Ty believes this, like how he played at Providence really has nothing to do with it. Because this thing was a bag job. Like he was coming up no matter what.
He didn't earn his way up.
Yeah, they decided ahead of time they were just going to send him down there to make it look good. And, we gave him a look. So, and I don't know whether he played well or he didn't. And I don't think you're wrong to say there's no way to predict what he's going to give them. The only thing I like about it, the biggest thing I like about it, other than the selfish part of being able to watch it and see what it looks like, is that, he gets his feet wet, and next fall he should be, when he shows up for camp, he should be ready to go.
Couple emails on this. Subject line, lack of credibility. Fan of the show, says Paul from Acton, but before you make blanket conclusions about a player, Felger, you should at least have watched him at some point in his career. That shows a complete lack of credibility. By all accounts, he was drafted around where the experts thought he would be. Yeah. So was Mac Jones. What does that mean? You should at least have watched the World Juniors or perhaps even the Hockey East playoffs, and your assumptions about a player show that you have zero credibility to make that statement. Paul from Acton. No. So you watched him in the Hockey East, or you watched a period or two of the World Juniors, and now you know he can play? Let me tell you, you don't. You don't. I've been at this a long time. This is why we throw markers at the effing magazine when it comes to the draft. These draft experts or these amateur scouts or the real scouts. Nobody knows, guys. And just because he was drafted right around where Central Scouting had him, what does that mean? So was Zach Senyshyn. Senyshyn. Maybe that was a reach. Just because you were drafted right around where everyone thought you should go, what does that mean? I'll give you 1,000 guys who were drafted right around where everyone thought they should go and epically sucked. Epically.
Most of them can't play.
So that's what you're basing it on? That he was drafted right around where most everyone thought he would go? Yeah, you're going to lose that one more often than not. The consensus is often wrong. I'm not doing that. I'm just playing the law of averages. Sweeney, drafting another BC kid. I don't like your chances. Sweeney drafting another undersized BC kid. And now they're bringing him up game 80. He's so ready. They've waited for game 80. I just don't like the kids until they prove to me they can win. Here's another email. It's a long one, but this is what I'm talking about. Because I think the drafts, all drafts, and these prospect things, it's a dork fest. And I don't, listen, we all have things that interest us. And so this interests you. I don't want to ruin your fun. I don't engage in it. Someone emails in, hi, Mike. I think your assessment with Hagens that the kids coming in as top kids more often than not suck is way off. That may have been the case in years past, but the skill and development of young kids now have greatly changed that. Virtually none of the kids who have entered the NHL lately have struggled to contribute early and in a big way. Okay, so in a big way is what I would like to dispute. Let's take example number one, Macklin Celebrini. You said after seeing him once at BU that you could not see him doing anything in the league. I didn't say it like that. I'll just stop. I said, if that's the number one overall pick, then you're in deep trouble. Which I'm obviously wrong. He looks like a franchise kind of player. But this emailer goes on to say, he's arguably the MVP if San Jose gets in. And arguably the second best player in the world. And let me just give you one problem. San Jose's out of the playoffs again. They will miss for the 7th straight year. The 2nd straight year with Macklin Celebrini. So this is my issue. Until these kids start affecting winning on the NHL level, I don't take it seriously. He says you also have Will Smith there, who just hit 100 points in his 2nd year. Also Michael Misa, Remember that was a kid?
Yeah.
That chucked the teddy bears back into the stands?
Yep, absolutely.
Forward William Eklund, prospect Igor Chernyshov, and defenseman Sam Dickinson. All are making huge impacts. Wait a minute. Let me reiterate. Huge impacts? Huge impacts. San Jose is on track to miss the playoffs for the 7th consecutive year, all with those guys. You're looking at me funny.
No, I understand what you're saying.
San Jose could still make it.
Whee! So we got a bunch of guys skating around out there providing clips on your TikTok feed. But are they winning? These guys are so great. How is San Jose out of the playoffs for the 7th consecutive year?
Well, when they have that many of them, it shoots a hole in my argument. So,
what's your argument?
My argument would be, it's hard for any young player in any sport to jump right in and all of a sudden turn a really bad team into a good one. There's got to be a veteran support structure around the guy. Now, in this case, how many young guys do they have? This is why I said it shoots a hole in my argument.
Emailer goes on. Ryan Leonard with Washington has the second most rookie goals in the last 25 years. Huh. Where's Washington right now? Oh, that's right. Out of the playoffs. Can't win. Then he goes on to say Fantilli is a stud. Fantilli. You know who Fantilli is there, Murray?
Fantilli lace.
That's what I thought of. And a pretty face and a ponytail hanging down. No, his name's Adam Fantilli. 3rd year in Columbus, number 3 overall pick. Where are the Blue Jackets right now? Out of the playoffs for the 6th consecutive year, 3rd straight, with the aforementioned Fantilli. So Fantilli has had such a massive impact, he will miss the playoffs 3 consecutive years. Then he says, Senek, Seneke, Senekke. You know who this fella is there, Murray?
No.
Seneke has put up good numbers.
He's right behind you.
Looking it up, Beckett Seneke, 3rd overall pick in Anaheim in 2024.
He's got a sneaky speed.
Anaheim is 3rd in the Pacific, so right now they are in the playoffs.
That's right, yeah.
Slated to make the playoffs for the first time in 8 years. So congratulations, Seneke.
You should see his release.
You've got them to 3rd. Then he says, Bium. Bium. B-U-I-U-M.
You can't buy him, be him.
Has been a really strong defenseman since entering the league. So how strong? I got to look up this guy. Ziv Bium. He's actually Israeli. So I'm like, okay, cool.
That's different.
Not many of those skating around in the NHL, but is Israeli. Ziv Bium. I'm sorry.
Wait, how do you spell the first name?
B-U-I-U-M. However you pronounce that. I'm sorry.
B-U-I-U-M.
Kevin, do you know how to pronounce it? How do you pronounce it?
How's the first name spelled?
William.
Ziv.
It is Zeev
It's
Buyum.
V.
What?
Buyum.
Huh?
Zeev Buyum. And the other guy is Beckett Seneca.
Okay, Beckett Seneca. He's been such a massive impact. He has him all the way up into 3rd place.
Buyum.
Zeev Buyum is drafted 12th by Minnesota. He went to Vancouver for Quinn Hughes. Let's see, where's Vancouver? Oh, that's right. They have the worst record in the league. On and on. Anyway, the Hughes brothers are stars. Yeah, I guess they are since the Olympics for sure. Unfortunately, Jack is with the Devils, who are once again out of the playoffs. Since Jack Hughes was drafted by the Devils in 2020, the Devils have won exactly 1 playoff round. Quinn Hughes is in his 8th year. This will be his 3rd playoff appearance. Both Hudson kids have stepped right in and have been awesome, says the emailer. The younger just had a goal with Washington. Did I mention Washington out of the playoffs? And then the other kid is in Montreal. I like him too. Montreal has won 0 non-playoff series in non-COVID playoff series in 10 years. You know, Montreal has not won a round in the playoffs outside of the COVID year in a decade. This would be their first if Lane Hudson helps them win a playoff round. Montreal, Cole Caulfield, 50 goals scored. Demidov is filthy, and I already mentioned Hudson. Again, the Habs are looking to advance to the 2nd round for the first time in a non-COVID year since 2015. In Philly, Michikov has been great. It's too early to assess Martone. Flyers clinging to the final playoff spot in the Metro. If they fall short, it'll be their 6th straight year out of the playoffs. This is me. Chicago has Nazar, whatever, has Nazar to go with Connor Bedard, who both will be stars. The Blackhawks. 2nd worst record in the league. Again. You know where they finished the last 4 years in that Central Division?
Dead last.
8th, and 8th. all under Connor Bedard. It'll be their 6th straight year out of the playoffs. And again, 4th straight in last place. Connor Bedard has made such an impact in the Blackhawks that they finished last 4 straight years and out of the playoffs 6 straight years. In Nashville, Matty Wood has put up a ton of goals this season. The Rangers, Gabe Perreault, just got called up a couple weeks ago. He scored a hat trick this week. The Rangers, where are they? Oh, that's right, out of the playoffs.
Nashville's in the playoffs.
Nashville's clinging to the 8th seed out west, but based on games in hand, Murray, they're out. So we'll see.
I'm looking at wild cards. It says wild card 2, Nashville Predators.
Look at the games in hand. There you have a game in hand.
If you go looking at wild
you
card.
go on point percentage, they're out. But we'll see where Nashville ends up this year. They have not won a playoff round in 8 years. I'm going to stop now. So all these kids come into the league. Whee! I'm sure they have great highlights on your TikTok feed. Have I mentioned one good team of any of these?
No.
So
you wouldn't want any of those players?
I think I would, but I just don't get geeked up.
Yeah, I understand
by
that part.
Prospect ranking, draft position, and your TikTok clips. I don't. I'm interested in winning at the NHL level, and none of these kids effing win. Go ahead.
Well, no, I don't have anything to add. I'm not here to defend it because I think a lot of these prospects get overhyped beyond. But I think your argument's flawed. Like just it shouldn't. It's all about the winning.
Yes.
Okay, so they got to win right away.
This is why I'm in it for the winning.
Right. So they got to win right away. If it doesn't happen in year 1, they're out.
Let's define right away.
Okay. Well, Bedard's different.
Connor Bedard's 4th year.
Okay, so again, Bedard, there's an argument to be made there, especially if they're finishing last all the time.
Last, and last.
But again, you don't want any of them then.
I don't know if I want. Here's what I don't want. I don't want to.
You don't want any of them, I said.
I do.
Okay. So that some of them do have value.
I guess.
Okay.
And it's Bedard's 3rd year, just to be fair. It's his 3rd year. They finished last. He was drafted as a last place team. They've stayed in last place. So he has affected their winning not 1 centillion. What I want, I guess, is you keep it in your pants on the kids.
Okay.
Yeah, don't have fun. That's what you're really saying.
But I'm reluctant to say it because you're allowed to have fun in your fashion. But this is why I reject you.
It goes too far.
This is why I reject you and the dork fest that is prospects, prospect rankings, draft boards, draft positions. It's a dork fest. And you get all geeked up about this kid or that kid or this kid or that kid. And there are reams of teams across the NHL that have built their whole rebuild on this stuff, and they can't get out of their own way because the kids don't translate to winning. I mean, I need to what was the last high draft pick that
probably McDavid.
I was going to say no, that one at a high level. I was going to say Cale Makar. You know, the last high NHL draft pick that really spearheaded a Stanley Cup. You know, and I'll start looking it up.
Well, just getting their count, McDavid.
So, Makar won. Okay, so I think Cale Makar is. You had the right to get geeked up for Cale Makar. You had the right to put him in there immediately, and he won at a high level pretty soon. And so, I'm giving you Cale Makar.
He was a top 5 pick.
I'm sorry?
Makar won at 23. He was drafted at 19, so that's 4 years.
Okay, so that took him even 4 years. But I'm going to give that one to you. Give me another one.
Matty Beniers.
What does he want?
Seattle is in the playoffs.
No. Win.
Like for you love just making the playoffs. He should be good enough for you.
No. Now I'm saying win.
These goalposts just keep moving all over the place.
Win at a high level.
Yeah, again, but there aren't many players in history who do that.
I'd have to.
No drafts, no fun. That's the headline.
I think these draft picks are just you playing with yourself. It's just fun. But it's not. It doesn't translate to anything. So I'm not playing that game.
No, most of them don't. I mean, most of them don't translate to anything. But I'll tell you what. So I'll bite my tongue for the moment because this relates to Hagens in some way. I'll tell you when we.
Okay, here's Murray's update, and then we're right back.
Boston's best sports talk. You can count on it.
2 plus 2 is a 5.
Felger and Maz.
But, Maz, what were you going to follow up with?
So a friend of mine said to me about Hagens, this was just a few days ago, he sent me a message that said he would trade Hagens and try to get multiple picks for him in the future. He's seen Hagens play at BC. He thinks he's pretty good, but he doesn't think he's special. And so he would move him and try to get future picks, which is fine. I mean, you're entitled to that opinion, whatever you want to do. But he said he's not special. So every guy you draft has to be special? Like, if you do that, you'll never have a draft pick on your team. Because how many guys are special? One out of what? 20? I mean, you're lucky if you get one every 20 years. So, I just think that, but I will acknowledge, people get stupid over draft picks.
Oh, my God.
Stupid. To the point where it's like, we got this guy. Well, they get 19 out of 20. He's going to be an okay pro if he makes it. If he makes it. The high probability is he won't.
I mean,
so that part I get, but just the idea that, you don't keep a guy, I just push back on if he's not special, you get rid of him. Well, how are you going to fill out your freaking team?
So I don't get rid of him. I just have it in my pants.
Of course.
And I don't rush him up, and I don't bring him up, and I don't get my hopes up. I just develop him, take my time, and when he's ready to help me win, I put him in, and we go from there. But this hype complex of the high draft pick, and here he comes, and this is the future. And guys, you do that over and over and over again. And even when it looks like the guys are ready and they're even here, the Red Sox, you didn't learn your lesson? Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Christian Campbell. Well, Christian Campbell's already gone. He might not be a major league player. Marcelo Meyer, who I like, is hitting 172.
And the manager's been on his ass all spring.
And Roman Anthony's hitting 217.
And can't throw.
With one home run, and he can't throw.
I blame the organization. You put these players on other teams, they're going to be awesome.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, all I'm saying is, how many times you got it? How many times you fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
Absolutely. Yeah, look, and again, don't get me going on the Red Sox, because I feel similarly about their prospects as you do, about the Bruins ones. But I'll stop.
Ryan and Waltham, go ahead.
Hey, so I feel like you're being a little bit unfair to Hagens, but I just want to point out two things in his game that I think you should just watch out for. The first being that despite his size, he goes into the corners and willingly to win a puck battle. He doesn't always come out with it, but unlike Pasternak, another star player, he willingly goes in there. And then the second one, more importantly, sometimes you would watch Trent Frederick play, and on a 2-on-1, you slide the puck over and you shoot it, and you're like, you got to finish that. Hagens is going to finish it. He's that kind of player. He's got that type of shot, and I think he's a score-first type of player. But, yeah.
We'll see.
Can I jump in for a second?
Please.
Who's being unfair to Hagens?
Me.
Him or you or the caller? So he says,
That's a good point.
Right, so what are your expectations for him? You think he's going to be what? The next great left wing in the league or center if they move him there eventually? So if your expectations are so high, you tell me who's setting him up to fail. Because this is where it drives me nuts. You have to have him. He's going to be the greatest thing that has ever been. And you got your expectations. So if he becomes a 25-goal scorer, it's a complete failure.
John in the car. Go ahead, John.
Okay, first off, Tony, can I treat Michael as a hostile witness?
Yes, go ahead, please.
You're going to tell me you got blacked out drunk, you peed in the oven, and when you woke up sober, you don't remember if you ate the potatoes that tasted like urine?
No, I probably did eat the potatoes.
Please make him answer the question.
I definitely ate the potatoes or smelled them, and then I figured out what happened.
Hagens isn't here this year to be the guy. And all those other guys you talked about, Celebrini, Bedard, you named 20 of them.
Yeah, no, it's true.
They're the guy. And you have Pasternak here. You have Geeky's got 35 goals. The goalie's playing well for the most part. He stunk a couple of nights ago. McAvoy's playing probably the best hockey he's played since his rookie year. James Hagens isn't the guy this year. And I can't take another round of Alex Steves and Mikey Asamont. So if he's got more talent in his pinky finger than those two in their whole body, I'm willing to give him the chance, Mike, because my problem is you're going to put him with Elias Lindholm and Tanner Jeannot. If you want the kid to succeed, let him succeed.
Okay.
You're putting him with a squirt gun that shoots jelly.
John, there's no one really to put him with here.
I'm just going to say who.
I mean, they don't have
middle staff.
They don't have Adam Oates here at center. You know, down the middle, it's Minton, Lindholm, Zaka. Thank you. And then who's ever centering that, fourth line, Corral, whatever. It's like, who are you going to give them? There's no one to give them. So that's kind of another thing.
So make him the center and put Hustadinov and
he's been playing wing the whole time and making him play center or asking him to play center. There's a lot of defensive responsibilities at center, not just on the draw. I mean, he gets trapped in his own end, big defensive zone faceoff against a grown-ass man. This 19-year-old little twerp from BC, I don't like that. And defensively, you've got to get back low. You've got to come back down low defensively if you're a center.
This is why they're going to put him with Lindholm.
And this is why he's at wing.
Because Lindholm does try to play two-way. So they're going to try to, that's what he means by protect them.
More your phones right after these words. Don't go anywhere. I want to get to the gossip first.
Everything you said is right.
Felger and Maz, the Sports Zone.
I got 5 questions for
Mike Felger and Tony Maz.
I got 5 questions that got nothing to do with sports. I got 5 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 questions. I hope this segment ain't too wide.
Back by popular demand on Thursdays, as we often do, 5 questions that have nothing to do with sports.
Sponsorships are available.
Right.
And I think I can tease. I'm not going to give all the details, but we have found a sponsor for what's gone up Maz's ass.
Yes, we have.
So that'll be a reveal coming up. There's going to be a new feature in the program, but
define reveal.
Good one. So if we have a sponsor for what's crawled up Maz's ass, how do we not have a sponsor for 5 questions that have nothing to do with sports?
Should be easy, right?
We've had one before. It has happened before.
Should be easy.
Question number 1. This kind of was based on something you said yesterday that we were busting your balls over, Maz.
Yeah, I knew that. That's what caused this.
What do you think your catchphrase is?
What did I say yesterday?
No, not you, Maz.
Remember I said I always go to the spouse.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I do have many. I mean, cap is crap and, things like this. In fact, not opinion. Like, I'm okay with having a catchphrase or two. I think it's all right to have 1 or 2 things that people know you for.
But you have one in your personal life.
I do. And it's the one I use the most around my family. I like it. It's a go-to. They can all recite it verbatim. Shut your pie hole. I'll say it to my daughters all the time. Shut your pie hole.
That's a good one.
Yeah, shut your pie hole.
It is. Shut your pie hole. Like, no. So mine would be at home would be don't do anything stupid. Like I tell that to, again, I got 2 boys, so they go to college. I had a conversation with someone about this years ago where they said there were 2 rules when their kids went to school. Don't get arrested, don't get pregnant.
Oh, I have something similar with my kids. It's there's only 2 rules. Don't get kidnapped and don't get hurt. Especially because I'm not taking you to the hospital. Okay, so you get kidnapped, I can't help you. That's first. If you're gone, you're gone. There's nothing I can do. Don't get hurt because I'm not in the mood to go to the hospital. We're not going to the hospital. So if you get hurt, I'm not taking you. But just do those 2 things. Don't get kidnapped, don't get hurt.
Yeah, generally keep the message direct and simple. But don't do anything stupid.
And beyond that, shut your pie hole.
Mine would be, you got to be effing kidding me with the actual word. Yeah. I mean, any slight inconvenience, which there's many during the day, I say it countless times during the day. Next, what is your favorite F yeah moment in all of film? In other words, the crowning moment of awesome for me. I gave you the example in the email. The Clint Eastwood movie, Unforgiven, from 30 years ago. One of my favorites of all time, the end, when he goes into the bar where they're displaying his friend, says, "Who owns this asshole?" and then just blasts everyone in sight, and then tells the rest of the town, I'll come back and burn this place down and kill everyone. It's the best. That, to me, is that moment for me. For you?
So you'll see it at many of your sporting events, but it's gotten me every time since I saw it the first time. Adrian Balboa lying in the hospital bed after the birth of their child, and Rocky leans in and she says, "I'd like to do just one thing for me." What is that? Win.
Well, what are we waiting for? Yeah, they give me the music.
That scene right there.
What the hell are we waiting for? Burgess Meredith. So I went off the grid on this a little bit. You ever see the movie In the Name of the Father? Daniel Day-Lewis, the
Yes,
Guildford
yeah.
Ford pub bombing and the IRA in London, et cetera, et cetera. And so I just look for comeuppance. Like that's what gets me, the comeuppance. And there's a guy who plays the DA, the primary prosecutor in that movie, who hides evidence to screw these people, knowing that they did not commit the bombing, and he gets his at the end. Like, that one makes me feel good. So I feel like if you go out of your way to F someone, you're an a-hole.
Next, how long can a glass of water sit out before it's undrinkable? If I wake up hungover, there's a glass of water next to me, I'm drinking it if it's been there for a month. I don't care. I don't care how much dirt, how much insect parts have been settling in there. I will drink it.
Weeks. Yeah, weeks.
So I would generally allow for that, too. As long as there's not a bug in there, I'm good. But if the bug falls in 10 minutes, I'm not drinking that. I'm not drinking water with a bug in it.
If you really need that, you're dying of thirst, you don't pick the bug out, a little fly or whatever?
No, I would pick the bug out. If that's allowable, then the answer is weeks.
This one will take a little work. If the 50 states broke up and went to war with each other, who would win? Rank the top 5.
Okay, so I did put some time into this. In order, I think number 1 is obvious. It's Texas. Because there's just a combination of existing firepower, military personnel, anger, that whole thing. Texas. I go Texas, Alabama too. Smaller scale, but much of the same clientele. Then I go New York, and I go New York not because there's way too many liberals there, and the liberals are going to get their ass kicked in this thing. So you got to be really careful to put any blue states on this. The liberals are not. They don't have guns, and they're not violent, and they're just not ready for warfare. But that port, New York is New York for a reason. That port. So the Navy's going to be involved. Ships are going to be involved.
Oh, that's good thinking.
That is still the hub of international commerce. There's going to be a lot of money there, a lot of reasons to protect it, a lot of ways to protect it with the Navy. I got to put New York in there just because of the port and the financial places that are there. That's 3. Number 4, Idaho. When I say Idaho, not that they're taking over anything, but you're not getting Idaho. You know how many whack jobs are going to be squirreled away in those hills? It's hard to access. The train's going to be hard. Also, I think a well-armed society there in Idaho.
I considered Idaho.
And it's going to take you forever to go up in there and clear them all out. You're not, Idaho ain't taking you over, but you're not getting Idaho. That's going to stay there. And then Florida, just for the sheer number of guns. Now, again, there's a lot of, it's a mixed politically, certainly more red than blue now. There's a lot of old folks down there that aren't really going to help you. But let me tell you, everyone and their grandmother are armed to the gills. Armed to the gills. So they're going to have firearms and ammunition deep into the conflict. So Florida's fine.
That's well thought out.
Thank you.
I did this exercise completely wrong because I went more of like, like I didn't take war literally enough. I did it more as like if you were picking a fight. You know what I mean? So I put New York first because there's a lot of a-holes there that are looking to fight. No, really. I mean, I think New Yorkers generally are sort of. I'm talking about.
There's a lot of attitudinal issues there.
I'm not talking about Westchester County. I'm talking about like people in New York.
The Bronx.
Long Island.
Yeah. They're kind of on edge. They're looking for a reason to sort of argue about something and fight. So I sort of went New York first. I kind of respect that about them. But then I did go into sort of the toughness, guns, people who get the red ass, and I went down south for that. I mean, Texas, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, pickup trucks and guns. So that's sort of how I went with it.
Where's the guns? Where's the crazy? Where's a lot of crime? So Texas is number 1 with a bullet, pun intended.
Yep.
Florida, number 2 for me. Michigan, a lot of militias there.
There is posse comitatus. There is a lot of civilian militia in Michigan.
Michigan's a good one.
That is a good one.
Mississippi, and then West Virginia. A lot of gun, a lot of crazy.
West Virginia crossed my mind.
West Virginia's like Idaho.
Tough terrain.
You're not. West Virginia ain't taking you over, but you ain't getting West Virginia.
Yeah. Good luck getting over those hills.
Don't go up in those hills.
Finally, in your opinion, at what point does it change from night to morning? Because I don't think anyone really considers 1 a.m. the morning.
No. When the sun is actually peeking out, the sun itself, not dusk. No, it's not. No, is it
dawn.
Dawn, not dawn. Not when it's dawny. Not when you can. It gets gray. No. If you're pulling an all-nighter, you're partying like that. It gets sad. It officially gets sad when the sun peeks through the building or wherever you are, the sun has to be out.
You're like, what?
That's when you really feel it.
So if you had asked me a long time ago, I'd have said that. Now I go with 4 a.m.
Oh, that's what an ungodly hour.
I know, but I'm an early riser. So, and I look at morning now as being that, where do I start the next day? And it's not always 4, but I could see 4 a.m. being realistic.
An alarm going off at 4 a.m. is an act of war. That is, and I've done it before for hell mornings. Oh, no, it's what you said. If you walk out of a place in your 20s in Vegas and the sun hits you and you feel like Gollum, you're like,
you feel so worthless.
Yeah, so 5-ish,
like
5:30-ish.
Scum.
Yeah.
If the sun's up and you're still up,
it's a bad sign.
Get a grip, dude. Check yourself.
That was the entirety of senior week, I remember.
So thus concludes 5 questions. Thank you, as always. Murray's sponsorship are available. We'll take your calls the rest of the hour on everything we've done today. Okay, we've obviously hit on Hagens and the Bruins. We started with the Red Sox, and do you feel any better after that series win over the Milwaukee Brewers and how they won yesterday? That's on the board. Maz followed up on Vrabel and Rossini, as we will continue to, and Maz's tears, doing duos. Scandalous relationships, scandalous affairs in sports, but you can go outside of sports if you want. Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, for example. Rossini, Vrabel, tier 2. That was a tier 2 one for Maz. Who was in your first tier again, real quick?
Oh, Tiger Woods.
And the field.
Yeah. Tiger Woods in the field. I got it right here. Hold on. You can do it quickly. Tiger Woods, Wade Boggs, Kobe Bryant, Tony Parker, Tom Brady.
And Kobe Bryant, not the criminal violation. He had some other stuff as well. So Kobe Bryant in the field. So you can weigh in on those as well, I promise. Right to your calls after Murray's 90-second update. There are no commercials, and we're right back.